All right, welcome in everyone. Kicking off another deep dive with, another really powerful piece of writing.
Yeah.
Kind of a personal one this time. Kind of hits close to home. It's
Yeah.
about yearning for a deeper connection with Jesus.
Yeah, I really resonated with this
Me
one.
too. Yeah.
It was pretty awesome.
It's about, wanting that presence and that guidance and really, going deeper in your relationship with him.
Yeah, I think the thing that really struck me was this idea of wanting to hear like Jesus's tender voice
Yeah.
moment by moment, not just in the big like life decisions,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like in every like little thing.
Totally. Like when you're trying to figure out what to have for dinner.
Exactly. Or like,
And which route to take to work.
yeah, or even just like, when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed.
Right, or like you're standing in line at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I need you here with me in this moment, you know?
Absolutely. And I think the author talks about how that voice, whether it's metaphorical or,
Right.
however you interpret it.
Yeah, is it a literal voice? Is it more that feeling,
Yeah, exactly.
that intuition?
That guidance, that sense of peace.
Right, that you're not alone,
Exactly.
which I think we all crave for.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and that's tied to, one of the most powerful lines, I think, in this whole piece.
Absolutely.
Which is, I love you with an everlasting love.
Yes.
And I will never abandon or forsake you.
I mean, talk about a lifeline.
Right.
Just clinging to that,
Yes.
knowing that that's there no matter what.
Yeah, it's that sense of like this love is constant. It's unchanging,
Unwavering. No
unwavering.
matter how chaotic things feel.
Right. And that's so important, especially when, the author talks about like feeling so dependent
Yeah.
on Jesus.
Especially in those busy times.
Yes.
When the doubts are creeping in, or you're just feeling lost.
Yeah, because if that love truly is everlasting,
Right.
it transcends all of that.
Doesn't depend on how well we're doing
Exactly.
or what we've achieved.
Our successes, our failures, none of that matters.
Just there.
It's just there.
So, I mean, it's a pretty solid foundation to build on, right?
Absolutely. It allows us to face those challenges with hope.
And you know what? It makes me think about prayer
Oh, yeah.
because the author talks about seeking guidance, clarity through prayer,
Yeah.
finding comfort in knowing you're not alone in those moments.
Right, because it's about cultivating that two-way communication.
Yes, exactly.
It's not just about pouring your heart out.
It's about listening too.
Exactly. Listening for that still, small voice.
That whispers back,
Yeah,
which, sometimes can be hard to hear
absolutely.
in the midst of everything.
And the noise of the world, yeah.
But it's so important to keep trying, right?
Yeah,
To make space for it.
absolutely.
And you know what else really resonated with me?
What's that?
Is this idea that God's love is unchanging. Even in those moments of loneliness,
Yeah.
despair, even when we feel like we don't deserve it.
Right, even when we feel unworthy.
Totally.
It's like it's that powerful message that you are loved not because of anything you do.
It's not about what you achieve.
And not about your successes, your accomplishments.
It's just because you are.
because you are.
And I think that can be so incredibly healing,
Absolutely.
especially when we struggle with self-acceptance
Yeah, especially when we're feeling lost.
or beating ourselves up. It's just this reminder that
We're loved.
you are loved.
Unconditionally.
It's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And, from there, the author goes on to talk about this longing
Yeah.
for intimacy with Jesus, learning to listen for his voice,
Yeah.
creating those sacred spaces for prayer and reflection.
I love that, the sacred spaces.
Beautiful.
Because it's about making that connection intentional.
Yeah.
It's about carving out space
In your life
in your life. Yeah.
for stillness.
Stillness, contemplation.
And it doesn't have to be a literal physical space, right?
Right. Exactly.
It could be
It could be mental space.
Yeah.
You create through meditation.
through prayer,
Yeah.
just being out in nature,
Absolutely.
whatever works for you,
Yeah. Whatever helps you connect to that
Right.
deeper part of yourself.
and to him.
Yeah.
And finally, the author talks about wanting to reflect that love in their relationships with others.
Yeah.
More compassion,
Compassion, patience.
understanding.
Yeah.
Taking all of that internal work
Yes.
and letting it ripple outwards.
Letting it flow out into the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impacting how we interact with everyone around us.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where the transformation becomes real.
Tangible.
Yes.
So, I mean, wow, we've covered a lot here.
Yeah.
This longing for that constant presence of Jesus, the anchor of his everlasting love,
Yes.
and the desire for a deep, intimate connection with him.
I think this piece is really a call to action.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just about like feeling these things. It's
Yeah.
about, okay, so what are you going to do about it?
How are you going to live it out?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So as we kind of wrap things up here,
Yeah.
I want to leave you with this thought.
Okay.
How can you create those sacred spaces
Mm-hmm.
in your own life,
Yes.
even amidst all the busyness,
The chaos.
the noise,
To demands.
yeah, all of that? How can you carve out those moments to truly hear and feel
That love.
that love moment by moment?
Wow, that's a beautiful challenge to leave us with.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here
Thanks for having me.
and for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah. It's been a good one.
See you next time.
See ya.